Stop right there. If you're studying for your Cambridge Computer Science or Information Technology exams, I need your full attention. Look at the screen. What you're seeing is a real, high-stakes past paper question. Now, I want to introduce you to two types of students I see every single year. First, we have Alex. Alex overloads his answers with raw, unfiltered computer science facts. He knows every single detail about viruses, but there's zero analysis. Then, we have Sam. Sam rushes. Sam completely misses the command word requirements and just writes whatever comes to mind first. Both of them are losing massive points, and their papers are covered in red ink. But today, we fix that. Welcome to the Examiner's Playbook. Today, we are decoding the Cambridge AS and A-Level Information Technology syllabus, specifically Topic 5.2, Malware Prevention Software and Physical Methods. But listen, the strategies we're covering today apply across the board, whether you're taking 0417, 0478, 2210, 9618, or 9626. We are taking a jazz musician's approach to your exams. You have to completely master the underlying structure and the rules before you can improvise and write those creative, top-tier answers. Let's get into it.
So you might be wondering, why are we dedicating an entire in-depth explainer specifically to Topic 5.2? The answer is on your screen. 15. Malware prevention software and physical methods accounts for approximately 15% of the total marks in Paper 2 of the 9626 syllabus. Let that sink in for a second. That is a massive chunk of your final grade relying on this single specific topic. You absolutely cannot afford to just skim this section or rely on some vague common sense knowledge about antivirus programs. Mastering this material is absolutely critical if you want to push your grade up by 2 or even 3 boundaries.
Here's our strategic playbook for today. 1. Core principles. 2. Method mark strategy. 3. Top examiner traps. And 4. Critical analysis framework.
Section 1. Core principles. Building the conceptual foundation.
Okay, the absolute biggest shift you need to make in your mindset right now is prioritizing analytical depth over superficial breadth. This is exactly where our student Alex goes completely wrong. The academic benchmarks for Cambridge require logical, deeply structured reasoning. Simply memorizing a massive list of threats like worms, trojans, spyware, or ransomware is not going to save you if you can't systematically analyze how they function. To fix this, you need to use the Peel framework: point, evidence, explanation, link. Top students use Peel to build their computer science answers. You make your point about a specific malware defense, you provide evidence from the scenario, you give an in-depth explanation of how it mitigates the threat, and you link it back to the specific company's needs. That is how you get depth.
Before we continue, subscribe to our YouTube channel Ace the Exams at acetheexams_IGCSE to excel in your Cambridge examinations. Click that subscribe button and hit the bell icon right now. Okay, so how do you actually achieve that analytical depth we just talked about? By mastering these 3 targeted cognitive domains: knowledge and understanding, application, and analysis. Top-performing candidates don't just regurgitate a textbook definition of a biometric scanner. No, they exhibit a deeply connected understanding. When the exam throws a totally unfamiliar corporate security scenario at you, it's your foundational knowledge that allows you to apply and analyze the best physical and software defenses. I want you to look at the answers on your screen. Take 30 seconds. Which one follows the Peel framework we just discussed? Right, it's the second one. See how it clearly analyzes rather than just listing facts? That's what examiners want.
Section 2. Method mark strategy. Earning marks for the process.
Now we're moving into the transformation phase. When tackling complex Paper 2 problems on malware prevention, this 5-step execution framework is your ultimate procedural blueprint. Step 1. Deconstruct the question. This means decoding the specific command words like evaluate, compare, or describe. This is where Sam always messes up by rushing. Step 2. Extract relevant data from the prompt. Step 3. Select your analytical framework, like Peel. Step 4. Execute with clear notation. And Step 5. Present with correct terminology. Examiners award marks for this systematic process. Showing your work logically scoops up method marks every single step of the way, even if your final conclusion is slightly off.
But listen, your execution has to look the part. Practical application in Topic 5.2 is all about developing professional skills. The presentation of your information absolutely must follow strict conventions. Proper headings, correct terminology, appropriate formats, and crystal clear annotation. We call this the Computer Science Success Blueprint. If your answer is just a messy, rambling block of text without proper formatting, you are literally leaving easy marks on the table. Think of yourself as a professional IT consultant delivering a high-stakes security report to a CEO. You have to write like a professional to get marked like a top-tier student. Let's look at Alex and Sam rewriting their answers using this blueprint. Boom, red pen marks transforming into green check marks. That's the power of structured presentation.
Section 3. Top Examiner Traps. Mistakes from the Principal Examiner Reports.
Stop scrolling. Subscribe to our YouTube channel Ace the Exams at Ace the Exams IGCSE to excel in your Cambridge examinations. We've helped thousands of students improve by 2 to 3 grade boundaries. Join them right now by subscribing to @Ace the Exams IGCSE and turn on all notifications so you never miss our weekly exam strategy sessions. Okay, let's jump right into our interactive workshop. Look at the complex computer science data source on your screen. We're doing a data scan challenge. I'm putting 60 seconds on the clock. What is the core trend here regarding the top 3 traps? Time's up. Trap number 1 is context mismatch. This is the classic mistake of recommending physical server locks for a company whose actual main threat is phishing emails. Trap number 2 is presentation failure. And trap 3 is generic responses. If your answer could apply to literally any random company in the world, it is not specific enough to the scenario provided. You have to anchor your answers to the data.
Let's move to our second challenge, find the flaw. I'm going to show you a flawed sample computer science paragraph on the screen. Take a look and try to identify the exact sentence that is bleeding marks. Did you spot it? It's right there, tied directly to this major alert from the Principal Examiner reports. Candidates consistently confuse key terminology. It sounds so simple, right? But it happens literally all the time under exam pressure. Students mix up a virus with a worm, or they completely confuse authentication with authorization. When you mix up fundamental terminology in a complex extended response, the examiner immediately sees a massive flaw in your foundational knowledge, and your mark ceiling drops instantly.
So, to counter that trap, you must follow this terminology rule. Always explicitly define your IT terms before you attempt to use them in your extended exam responses. By stating the clear, textbook definition right up front, you prove your knowledge and understanding to the examiner instantly. Once that box is checked, you can safely move into the application phase. Now it's time for challenge number 3, speed writing. You have 30 seconds to mentally draft one perfect Peel paragraph defining and applying the concept of a software firewall for a small business. Ready? Go! Notice how focusing on defining the term first completely grounds your argument? That's the secret.
Section 4. Critical Analysis Framework. Securing Higher Order Marks.
To get those top-tier, higher-order marks, you really need to understand the level of response timeline. This is how the examiner grades you. A basic Level 1 answer is merely descriptive. It just tells the examiner what antivirus software is. It's fine, but it won't get you an A-star. To reach Level 2, your answer must become analytical. You have to explain how and why background scanning or heuristic analysis works in the specific scenario provided. But the absolute top-tier Level 3 answers, those are evaluative. This demands comparing different approaches, like weighing the pros and cons of physical access logs versus software firewalls, and making a fully justified recommendation.
And speaking of evaluating, when an exam question explicitly asks you to compare malware prevention approaches, you absolutely must use a comparative analysis framework. You can't just list what makes two things different. That's a rookie mistake. You must identify both similarities and differences. Furthermore, every single similarity must be supported by evidence extracted directly from the prompt text, and every difference must be linked using specific comparative connectives like whereas, however, or in contrast. Finally, you have to draw a hard conclusion about their relative importance to secure that true analytical depth. We wrap up our strategy with the ultimate problem-solving framework, the Deconstruct, Solve, Evaluate loop. This is your cheat sheet recap, bringing our complete computer science answering system to 100%. Whenever you face a scenario, follow these rules. Rule 1. Command word decoding.
Identify the given information first. Rule 2. Break the problem into logical steps. Solve it systematically using your PEL framework. Then, Rule 3, and this is the time management matrix crucial step that so many candidates skip, check for reasonableness. Does your security recommendation actually make sense for this specific business in the real world? Could they afford it? If you follow this loop and justify your recommendations, your answers will be incredibly robust and practically impossible for an examiner to fault.
Students who implement these computer science strategies see an average improvement of 2 full grade boundaries. But that only happens if they practice consistently with our weekly videos. Here is your final reminder. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, Ace the Exams, at @acetheexams_IGCSE to excel in your Cambridge examinations. Subscribe right now to @acetheexams_IGCSE and click that bell. Don't let another exam pass you by. So I leave you with this final provocative thought. When you sit down to tackle your next IT 9626 past paper on malware prevention, what will your approach be? Will you just recite a superficial list of facts like Alex, hoping something sticks? Or will you execute the examiner's playbook, applying systematic, evidence-based reasoning like a true strategist? That 15% of your grade is just sitting there waiting for you. Drop a comment below with your target grade for computer science and the biggest challenge you're currently facing. Our team responds to every single comment. Like and share this video with your study partner. Ace the Exams, your Cambridge success starts here. Go claim those marks.